I'm grateful, and I'm very, very happy that my honorable colleagues and friends from the party, they have decided to come through. After the head that had arrived in Lusaka, they've elected to come and have a chat with me to encourage me and to see how I'm doing, my state of health, and the rest of it. The team here, led by our president, the acting president, Honorable Given Luvinda, the SG, Honorable Rafa Nagajinda here, Honorable Richard Musukwa, the chairman for minerals and mines and Sujilite, and we have the chairman for energy, former deputy speaker and Mfue MP, and of course we have you. And it's unfortunate that we cannot wait for those who are still on their way to join us. They'll find us, but it's important that I speak before the sun sets. For me, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that the party did not abandon me in my hour of need. This is how it should be. For me, it gives me the greatest encouragement and the energy to move on. I want to thank these colleagues who are here now with me and those who are not here. I've got colleagues who are not here, who were there for me 24/7. Honorable Remember Mutale, Honorable Kampyongo, Honorable Katotobwe, I've got Honorable Munduvile, I've got Honorable Professor Luo, who are even raising money for my family to be sustained. Honorable Jean. There are two Jeans actually. There is the big Jean, Honorable Kapata, and there's a small Jean in Mambilima, and their family who have been very, very supportive to us. And all of you colleagues, I'm just picking these names at random, colleagues, because all of you, I'm going to acknowledge you in my books. I'm writing books, and those books I'm writing, the first book should come out next year, because the experience I had, it gave me an opportunity to reflect, why was this happening to me? My biggest winning point was that I accepted it, that yes, it has happened to me. I'm no longer a free person out there, I'm now a prisoner. So as I'm a prisoner, I don't want to blame it on anybody. And for all of you colleagues, I will not blame this on anybody. And I can tell you everything that happened and that I did, it was with full consultancy of my lawyers. They were advising me at every twist and turn of what we should do and so on and so forth. Even when I made a decision, a personal decision, that they have no capacity to find me where I am, let me just take myself to prison. Let me take myself to Kawamba police. It was a personal decision. Nobody, not my lawyers, not my family, not friends, not party officials, made that decision. It was a personal decision. And I told them that I'm going to Kawamba prison. I'm going to get locked up. Let them lock me up for as long as they want. So for me today, it's just a question of appreciation. I will discuss other issues. I will talk about the governance. I'll talk about the party, where we are, where we should go. I'll talk about his appointment, whether it's a good appointment, or it's a bad appointment. I also talk about Honorable Luvinda, whether the appointment he has made and the changes he has made, they are bad appointments or good appointments. I will talk about that. May I talk? I went to school, I learned two things at school. I went to read and write and enhance my speaking. So for me, I've got no reason why I shouldn't talk. I'll talk about this budget they are presenting, because it's like it's a replica of last year's budget. The only thing that Mosokwatana has changed are the figures and the dates. So I'll talk about that. I'm going to Parliament very soon. So I'm going to do with all those issues. And all the nonsense that was happening, want me to expel from Parliament, colleagues, I'm going to deal with all those issues. Colleagues, we should just be ready, because next one, Chilangwa is back. And it's like he never left.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Many people are worried about your stay in prison. Just speak to that. And how was it? How were you kept?
I made friends, and actually I miss them. I made friends who looked after me with their own lives. Despite what you were hearing about restrictions, yes, there were restrictions. People could not be allowed to come and see me. And I kept on wondering. I made treason suspect. I was taken to prison because of a bench warrant that I was not in Kawamba court when I was required to be in Kawamba court. That's why I was taken to prison, colleagues. And I don't want to be in conflict with the court or the judiciary by discussing those particular issues and things. No, I have no desire to deal with those issues now. They will come at the right time. Colleagues, I've got stories to tell you about prison. I have stories to tell you whether we're still running a prison service or we're running a correction service. I've got all these things. Colleagues, I've been a deputy minister for Home Affairs, and I know the do's and don'ts. Since I know the do's and don'ts, the time is coming. Colleagues, I'm loaded. I'm loaded, and I'm going to share every single bit and detail with you. This country need to know what goes on in prisons, how prisoners are looked after and how they are kept, and what we can do to do better. Do you know that the civility of a nation is judged by how they look after its prisoners? The civility of any nation is judged by how they look after its prisoners. That's a full topic on its own. Ambassador Ma'am.
Chikweto Violet here is very pleased that you are back, and she says, sir, you are back with rejuvenated energy. Just your encouragement to party members and...
Yes, colleagues, I'm back for us to run the party. I'm back for us to ensure that the wrongs that we are seeing today are not permitted to go any further. Zambia belongs to all of us. The idea of threatening citizens left, right, and center must come to an end. If Chilangwa has committed a crime, follow it the way it should be. And do not use any political connotations and undertones to deal with these particular issues. Colleagues, let's have civility. Zambians out there are hungry. Zambians out there are angry. Zambians out there desire to be better. The question is Zambia better today under UPND after 2 years rule than it was under PF 2 years ago? The question is there. You all must answer for yourselves. What should we do? Where have our brothers failed? And for me, President Hakainde Hichilema can just own up. Call all of us who have been involved in governance and administrative of this country. Say, colleagues, where shall we go? What shall we do better? How can we take this country? Because if we wait for 1 year up to 2026, others will die. Others don't have food. So there are people who've got ideas. The people you fear, don't send them to prison. Just because Nixon has got all these funny ideas, Nixon is able to stand up, Nixon is able to say this can create wealth, this can create, can elevate the profile of a Luapula province. Just because Nixon Chilangwa is able to do that, and because you are so frightened that, you know, he's a free thinker, the best is lock him up. You can lock Nixon Chilangwa up, but you cannot lock my mind up. You can never do that. For me, I'm a free thinker, and I think in different ways. And for me, my thinking is not for me and my family. It's for this country. I'm supposed to be a gift to Zambia. I'm supposed to be a gift to Kawamba, a gift to Luapula province. Right. But if you want to confine me, lock me up and throw the key, are you sure God is going to be happy with you? No. So for me, this time is time to look at how can we take Zambia to the next level.
Yeah.
Guys,
in fact, your views echo what the acting president called for a national endeavor. He recognized that this government has failed and their policies have clearly failed. Honorable Luvinda, as I come to you, there is a blogger here who's saying, when I see Honorable Luvinda, my spirit is always enlightened because I feel there is hope for us in Zambia. Just tell us, we are here at Honorable Chilangwa's residence, and you took an entourage to come and see him.
Yes, thank you for joining me, colleagues. The one thing I can say is that I have known Nixon Chilangwa for a long, long time. And meeting him today, after 128 days in limbo, I have to say I have not felt ever before the spirit that I feel in him today. I think that it is a gift for us that Nixon Chilangwa was put away, because now we have received a more spirited and radicalized Nixon Chilangwa. I'm wondering what will happen to us in the party after Nixon Chilangwa's return. I hear the spirit in him. I'm sure that the 128 days when he was away, he was really reflecting, and he is strong. I'm happy that he has come out even stronger than he was when he went in. We're very happy as a party. We missed him for a long time. It was difficult to run the party without him. I was in contact with him through third parties and so on and so forth. I continued to get counsel from him on how to do things, but I'm happy that he's out now. And I'm sure that the people out there, the members out there, must be ready for a revived Nixon Chilangwa. If they thought that Nixon Chilangwa is radical, they must come and see him now. He's even more radicalized. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you for having you out here. There is lots of work awaiting you. A lot of work is ahead of us, and we missed you greatly. The Secretariat was completely dead without you. Now that you are back, I'm sure that there will be revival in the Secretariat.
Definitely.
I also know that even in Parliament, there will be more fire than there was without you. We are happy to have you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm humbled. I'm very much humbled. I'm grateful.
Thank you, family. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right.